beer mogul chugs a cold one in front of Trump, then says what he's really mad about, room roars. President Trump is known for his get-togethers of successful and influential business leaders. His meetings are for making connections, negotiating and getting to know each other better. An invite is a highly coveted honor, especially during these booming economic times. Trump brought together some of America's business titans for dinner at his golf club in Bedminster, New Jersey, Tuesday night. He wanted to hear directly from these leaders on how they envision keeping the American economy booming and maintaining the historically low unemployment the nation is currently experiencing. There were 13 business tycoons in that room and they all wanted to speak. During his speech, President Trump touted his economic achievements since he took office. Then he allowed leaders to speak and one of those was Jim Koch. Recently, Trump tweeted on the Koch brothers on Twitter. Jim Koch is the chairman of the Boston Beer Company, which produces Sam Adams beer. One of my favorites. Trump called on Koch to say a few words and Jim used his opportunity to plug his company and product. You would expect nothing less from a businessman like Koch. That's how he got wealthy. Koch stood and held his famous beer while stating, "I'm not quite sure why I'm here. I'm like the smallest company, by far," Koch continued. "I'm Jim Koch, and I started making Sam Adams beer in my kitchen 37 years ago. Tonight, it's the designated drink." He's far too modest. In conservative circles, the Koch name is legendary. They fund more Republican candidates than anyone else out there that I know of. The room roared with applause as Koch chugged down his beer. "At least I brought the beer," Koch said to loud, boisterous laughter. "Well, I would say that was a small price to pay for being part of that dinner. I'm sort of speaking on behalf of what is now 7,000 small brewers in the United States," Koch said. He told the president what angered him the most: "When I started Sam Adams, American beer was a joke, and it pissed me off. And now, American brewers make the best beer in the world. And the tax reform was a very big deal for all of us because 85% of the beer made in the United States is owned by foreign companies. I'd be mad too." Jim made sure to thank his wife Cynthia, which was a nice touch as well. What Trump has done has really helped American beer companies and Koch knows it and appreciates it. Koch went out of his way to compliment Trump's tax cuts for making American brewing competitive again. "I'm the largest American-owned brewery at 2% market share. We were paying 38% taxes and competing against people who were paying 20%. And now we have a level playing field, and we're going to kick their ass." There was wild applause in the room, just as there should have been. Trump said, "We've done that. That was a very unfair situation. That's right. Good job. That's a really good job." I think the perceived drift between the Koch brothers and President Trump is overstated. They have their differences, but in the end, the Koch brothers love what Trump is doing for the economy. President Trump also used the event to announce he thinks gross domestic product growth in the next quarter could be in the fives, that is, higher than 5%. "I think he is right." Trump said at the meeting that he is taking our economy to incredible new heights in spite of fears of damage from the escalating trade disputes he is involved in. "You're gonna see some really super growth," he promised. He said, "We're in a little bit of a fight with China over tariffs, but predicted a fantastic trading relationship eventually." The government reported last month that the economy grew at an annual rate of 4.1% in the second quarter, the fastest pace in nearly 4 years. It's no wonder the leaders at that meeting like and praise Trump. He's brought back economic success to their companies after many years of economic policies that hurt their bottom line. Other attendees included Johnson & Johnson CEO Alex Gorsky, FedEx Corporation CEO Fred Smith, Boeing CEO Dennis Muhlenberg, and outgoing PepsiCo Incorporated CEO Indra Nooyi. They were all asked to introduce themselves. Here is the complete list of attendees for the dinner via CNBC. Michael Manley, Fiat Chrysler. Harold Hamm, Continental Resources. Alex Gorsky, Johnson & Johnson. Indra Nooyi, PepsiCo. John Katsmaitis, Red Apple Group. Frederick Smith, FedEx. Mark Sutton, International Paper. Ajay Paul Benga, MasterCard. Dennis Muhlenberg, Boeing. Mark Weinberger, E. Darius Adamczyk, Honeywell. Jim Koch, Boston Beer. Richard Lefrak. That's quite a guest list. I understand there were at least 5 billionaires on that list. All of them were in good, powerful company, and all of them have been massively helped by President Trump's tax cuts and economic policies.